Okay.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the SimZone. We're here for round 4 of the Friday Trackday Championship. And before we go any further, I'm joined by Ethan.
Hello there. Yeah, great to be with you commentating and hope for a very good race today.
Yeah, it should be a great race. And well, when was the last time you commentated? I think you said 2016?
Yeah, one time, very long time ago. But I thought I'd give it a go and just chill out as well and see just exactly how good this race will go.
Yeah, I mean, we saw in the practice session the drivers, I think the top 10 were all within a second of each other, so we can't wait to see how this qualifying session goes. But it's currently Savini on a provisional pole with a 121.592, and Demori, oh wait, not Demori, Thomas, not far off there either. But it's still early on in this qualifying session, so we will see some times coming in, and it's only a fast track as well, so if that goes to optimum, times will improve as well towards the end of the qualifying session. But yeah, Laguna Seca, quite a difficult circuit, I think, especially the notorious corkscrew. Very easy to make a mistake in there.
Definitely, and I'm seeing the time as well. Looks very close as well in the top 5, so it could be an interesting battle later when it comes to the race. So, but yes, as you said, it's very early stages at the minute, so times could change as well.
Yeah, last round we did see Savini pretty much walk away. Actually, not Savini, sorry, Fisher pretty much walk away with the win. Savini not too far behind, but just wasn't able to get past, didn't really have the pace, and of course he's still suffering with COVID. But let's see.
Dear.
Yeah, let's see what he can do this time round. He is currently still on provisional pole, but let's have a look. He's about to start a lap here, I believe. We'll go on board with him, in fact, for a lap here with Savini at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, looking nice and quick. Break within that white line into turn 1. Keep the car nice and stable. Down the exit. What's that left side of the 2 board?
You can see he's using all of the exit as well, using the entry curve to maximise the exit speed, and there's not 1 inch of the track that Savini has left out here. He's going to be hard on the brakes here, trailing the brakes to get the nose turned in. You can see there, early on the power now. Uphill section here, and it's a blind left-hander before we've got a long uphill straight, or it's a Raho straight, I believe it is, towards the corkscrew.
Yep, that corner can be very easy to be a mistake, so always got to be dead sure when you are braking. And of course, watch out, that blind right-hander, very easy to miss out there. And of course, very long left-hander, got to go sweeping nice smoothly, always keep the inside line. And then, and again, right-hander, again, nice and smooth in. Nice traffic, he's doing very well, a lot of drivers keeping out of the way as well. And of course, that very heavy braking in the final corner, aggressive braking, and then that is a clean lap.
Yep, but it was 800, or just over 8,000, sorry, just over 8 thousandths lower than his best lap. So very, very similar lap times there. And well, he might be on the limit here for what he can do on a fast track. Looks like Bilotti in P2 now, just 3 tenths off. Ivanov as well, 3 tenths off. Also Fornaciero, 3 tenths off. So very, very close between P2 and P4. And looks like the top 12 all within a second of each other at the moment. Let's see who's up for an improvement as well on the lap time. Cosford, currently sitting in P7, is up for an improvement on his lap time. He'll be entering the last sector once he reaches up towards the corkscrew. And he's looking like this will be a good lap, almost running a bit wide there, but utilising all of the track available. Now heavy braking down towards the corkscrew here. Looks to be clean. No, he's lost it. The rear end just came out there. I think that maybe because of his line, or it could have been too early on the throttle. But that's a shame. He's second down now, so it's not going to be an improvement for him this time around. His teammate, however, Whitvu, currently in P5, who's a 10th up, and looks like... Who improved there? someone did improve that last time around. I think it was Bilotti, 121.917 that last time around. Still almost 4/10 off there. Looks like it's going to return the car to the pits. Forniciero is going to cross the line, 2/10 up. There we go, cross the line, puts it in the front row here, provisionally 2.5 off. And what a lap there from him.
Watching Pagano there, doing not too bad of a lap time as he crosses the line now. And P14. So definitely could be some room for improvements.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, P14 is only a second off, so it just goes to show the levels of competition in this championship. The top drivers, well, pretty much half of the grid, all within a second of each other here. And it's going to prove some brilliant racing. We've got some comments coming in as well. We've got Droll saying sending time. We've got Lapria as well saying let's go RKM boys. Simo Mello saying evening everyone, good to see you. And Lord Perth there showing support for a few drivers as well. So support for quite a few drivers in the comments. And Pagano getting the rear out there. He was 4/10 up. He's still up on his time though as we go up towards the corkscrew now. Can he keep this clean? Looks like the rear sliding ever so slightly, but he kept it controlled. Just a bit of a controlled slide there. And he's still 3/10 up as he approaches the penultimate corner. Now that penultimate corner's got quite a weird camber to it there. You want to get the nose in as soon as possible to make sure you're making use of that camber of that corner. But there we go, Pagano is going to cross the line, 3/10 up, and this is possibly going to put in P11. Yes, P11 there for Pagano. Great lap, and now into within that second mark of the man in pole position, Savini.
Just seeing as well, just a second ago, there was a yellow flag down at corkscrew with Sealy and the Lamborghini lost it in the rear there. But as I say, very easy can make that a mistake, as that right-hander can catch out a lot of drivers.
Yeah, it really can. And oh, looks like he struggled exiting the pits. Now, pit exit here, very difficult as well. It's quite narrow, and you've got, right, is it sand or gravel? I believe it's sand. I'm not sure actually. I've never been to Laguna, but whether it's sand or gravel.
Could be both. Could be both, actually.
Yeah, it could be both. So we are in the middle of the desert, so yeah, it could be both. But if you dip a wheel into that, very hard to get the car turned, and you're going to lose heaps of time. So for the drivers, I think it's going to be better to be safe when exiting the pits rather than pushing the car. But I'm sure they would have practiced that in the hour practice session they had before this. Pagano once again 4/10 up as he approaches the final corner. This could put him within, well, this could put him actually P5. And he's going to cross the line now. What's it going to be? I think he's lost a 10th on the exit though. Yep, still P5 though, exactly half a second off. Oh well, that was a bit of an unexpected improvement there for Pagano, but the track has gone optimum. So we have seen the times slowly coming down here.
And of course there's about 4 cars behind Fornaseo. There's quite a bit of traffic going on here as they're heading to the last corner now. I think he's on a flying lap there as he crosses the line now.
Yeah, not up on his time though. I think
oops.
yeah, maybe got involved well, maybe got stuck behind some traffic or made a mistake on his lap. But looking at Thomas, P11, half a second up. This looks to be a good, no, he's messed it up. Oh no. Oh no. Dipped the wheel onto the gravel there, and I think it's just pushing a bit too much.
Very unfortunate, yeah, very unfortunate there. And of course, the pressure can also be a bit high as well if you look at those times during your lap times. Best not to look at it. Always got to keep your head cooled down and always stay calm no matter what, because then your concentration and all will also improve as well.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, you start looking at that green delta. I mean, your brain can only focus at one thing at a time. So if you're looking at that delta, you're not going to be focusing on the track as much. So yeah, like you said, it's best just to focus on the track. And he only had a couple more corners to go, and it's half a second up. I think that would have put him maybe on the front row, and most definitely on the second row, but looks like Demori rounding the final corner now, 3/10 up. He's recently been recruited to the RKM team, and he's 3/10 up as he crosses the 4/10 up actually. P3 there for Demori. My God, so many drivers, so close in this qualifying session. This is going to be one hell of a race here at Laguna Seca, and Savini may be in a bit of trouble here. It's a 10th or 2, isn't that much time to be found. Just could be a case of getting a bit early on the power, trailing the brakes a bit more into the corner, and yeah, it's not much time to find here. But I think when you're on the limit and when you're this close, it can prove to be difficult, but I mean, we just have to see. And Savini actually 2/10 up. Looks like he's going to give himself some more confidence in this qualifying session. And there we go, 121.2 into the low 21s now. And that puts Fornaciero 4/10 off now of Savini. So almost half a second off here in this qualifying session. We thought it would have been a bit closer than that, but Savini just showing why he is one of the top drivers here in this championship.
And of course as well, the characteristic on the Porsche, it's just so quick on the exit of those corners with this naturally aspirated engine compared to the Ferraris, which they have the V6 twin turbo. So this turbo as well can also add weight as well, so that's the advantage that the Porsche has. But the Ferrari as well is super quick as well, going through medium speed corners. So sector 3 wise should be a little advantage for those Ferraris as Pagano going a bit wide in the second last corner, touching that gravel there. But he should be able to do another lap just in time as we have 50 seconds left to qualify. Yeah,
this will be his last lap for a chance to improve here. Currently sitting in P6. We also saw Seely lose the car on the exit of turn 2 as well. So it looks like he's back into the pits, and that's his qualifying session over. Savini as well, sitting in the pits now, so he's confident that no one can beat that time. He'll be sitting on pole position, I believe, but we'll have to see if anyone can improve, but it doesn't look like anyone's been able to get that close to Savini. Ritboots 4/10 up here. This will be, this is going to be close. I think it might be his last lap here. Yeah, I think it will be his last lap. He's approaching the penultimate corner now, half a second up here. This could actually put him on the front row. He's only
he's gone wide the last corner.
Can he do it? He's 6/10 up. Oh no, he's lost it slightly on the exit. I think it's going to be very close here. Is it going to be on the second row here for Vitbert as he crosses the line? Yes, it is. Provisionally. Can anyone else improve? Pagano's a 10th up here as he approaches the penultimate corner now. No, looks like he's lost that 10th that he had. Ivanov down in P6, a 10th up. And he's invalidated his lap. He's run wide. And I think that's actually going to be it. Pagano's 2/10 up though. He seems to have found some more time into the final corner. And he crosses the line. Oh, it wasn't enough there. So stays P7. But that's pretty much it for this qualifying session. So Savini P1, Bitboot P2, and Fornaciero P3. We'll be back in just a moment for the start of this race here at Laguna Seca. Well, we're about to get going onto the formation lap now here for the start of this 1 hour race we have at Laguna Seca. But before we get into that, let's have a quick look at the standings. So it's Fisher currently leading the championship on 212 points, 2 wins and a third. Obviously the third being the drop round so far, but he's not here today, so this will be pretty much taken as his drop round. Savini in P2 on 204 points, Ivanov in P3 on 190, Demori in P4, Thomas in P5, Foch in P6, who also isn't able to make it today, and with the DNF last round, it's probably going to drop down the order a bit here in the standings. Pagano P7, Tivolotti P8, Bitboot P9, Magazi P10, Vining P11, Fisterol P12, CD P13, and to round off the top 14 is Doran there on 129 points, so quite a big gap between P1 and P14 in the championship standings. But let's get a quick grid walk as well of the drivers here at Laguna Seca. We finally got Savini's Jean Alessi livery there. It is a lovely livery there on the Porsche, but he's on pole. Vitboot in P2, starting on the front row here. Fornaciero in P3, and oh, look at the sun. It's really low here. We are in the evening at Laguna Seca, but Demori P4, so on the second row. Civolotti P5, Ivanov P6, and yes, there are a lot of Ferraris on the grid. Pagano P7, Hornachin in P8. Both these drivers for Apex Racing Team. Fisterol P9, also another Apex Racing Team driver here. Now we've got the two Mercedes, Thomas in P10 and Vining in P11, both for Red Kings Motorsport. That's not going to be confusing at all. Cosford P12, Doran in P13, Fawns in P14. Fawns didn't have the best start last time out at Laguna Seca. Sealy struggling to get a bit more here at Laguna Seca. Maybe the Lambo's BOP not as good here compared to what it was at Kailami. And it's Magazi P16, Den P17, Pryor P18, Kaufman P19, Barth down in P20, Cook in P21, and to round off the field, Rinaldi in, oh, that's a lovely livery there, in P22. Now I've got the drivers lining up side by side here.
It's going to be a really exciting turn one here. Hopefully there won't be any incidents. Drivers can keep it nice and clean. I do think though Redford may have a good chance of taking the lead in the turn one, but around the outside as well, that's going to be really tricky as well against Savini, as you say, in that John Lacey Porsche livery.
And here we go, we're lining up 2 by 2 now, almost getting ready for the start. We know the Porsche is quick off the line. You can see all those Apex Racing Team Ferraris on the left hand side here. They're all going to be on the inside coming down towards turn 1. Will they be able to hold their position? We're off already. Savini off to a brilliant start there. Caught Pitbull sleeping slightly because he's not had a good start at all, and he's being swamped by the Ferraris behind here. Can he hold on? Looks like both the Apex Racing Team drivers almost making contact there, but oh, bit of contact as well from, I think that was Pagano's dropped down a position down into P6 now. Looks like Ivanov in P7. They're fending off the Mercedes of Thomas, who's been tagged around. All his contacts there, and oh god, what's happened there? Looks like who's that round, and they haven't held their brakes. Oh god, that's caused a bit of an incident there. That looks like that's Cornachin down in P22. And god, what happened there?
More cars have gone off track so far. Just seeing, looking very quickly at that replay there. Looks like Thomas did get hit there. It was a bit of a tight squeeze to that other Ferrari on the inside there. Not sure who it is just yet, but we'll sort of get to that in a short, brief time when we show the replay. Yeah,
it looks like Thomas may not have left enough room for the Ferrari on the inside. We've got contact here, Doran and Rinaldi. Bit of door rubbing between the two, and Rinaldi's off the track. So a bit of chaos here at the start of this race. And we go back to Fornaciero and Civolotti there, P3 and P4 still running strong at the moment, sticking with Vitboot, but where is the race leader? Savini already putting 2 seconds here to Vitboot in P2, and well, the Porsche's just got brilliant BOP here. It did in 1.8 with the old Porsche, and it seems like it does here in 1.9 now, but Savini is so much quicker than the rest of the field at Laguna as it stands.
Definitely in a masterclass of his own, so pretty much by the looks of things it's all to lose for, but never say never just yet, and it's still pretty much a long ways to go.
Yeah, definitely so much time left, and it looks like Vining also has dropped down the order as well. He's down into P22. I assume he's got some damage, got involved in a bit of an incident there. Actually, it doesn't look like he's got damage on this car. I think he may have just lost the car and trying to avoid all of the chaos at the front, but he's lucky there not to have any damage, and that's going to help him with a few of the drivers ahead of him carrying some damage here as well. It looks like Cosford has lost a couple of positions here. He's lost 2 positions to Fawns and Nagazi, so down into P10 goes Cosford, but he's still ahead of where he started. Started in P12, he's running in P10 at the moment. So,
yeah, he lost a couple of places due to going through a bit of a heavy curb in the inside there, so he lost the back end of the car, which lost him plenty of time. And that is that consequence, especially at the start of the race. It's pretty much key to avoid such silly mistakes like that.
Yeah,
Cost you a lot of time later in the race.
Yeah, we saw Cosford lose the car into the corkscrew as well, so that's going to be probably another tricky place for him. And Fisterol looking for a move down the inside into turn 1. Pryor leaves the room on the inside, left the door open, and Fisterol capitalises on that, and he's up into P11 there. So job done there for Fisterol, and he's going to focus on trying to catch up the 3-car train just ahead of them.
Speaking of train, look at the battle for second. It's very, very close between one and then another in front. With Wetchfeld, of course, leading that train pack. As we see Thomas starting his recovery now, already gone the inside of Cook, already up to P17. So could be interested in watching his battles shortly as he progresses through the field.
Yeah, he's got some damage though, so it's going to be hindering his progress slightly. It looks like Den has lost the car somewhere as well. He dropped down to P13. Had a change of heart here. Is currently now in the Porsche, was in the Ferrari, but it doesn't matter about points in this championship. He's just here to race, is what he said, and have fun. But that is a lovely livery. I don't think you can see it. Well, yeah, you can't see it, but it is a lovely livery. Maybe if you look on the broadcast, you might be able to. But yeah, it is really nice there. One of the RKM. Another one of the RKM drivers as well. Looking at Vining down in P21, he's looking for a move here on Cornichin. Cornichin was, I believe, the Ferrari who made contact with Thomas at the start of the race. But I think that's definitely going to be down to the stewards here. Vining on the outside going down towards turn 1. Can he hold it round the outside here? Later on the brakes, but no. Looks like Cornichin even later. And he holds that inside line. It's very difficult to go around the outside there unless you're pretty much...
Oh, car's off. That's McGrassy going off there. I think there was contact as well there. I don't know who it was exactly, but yeah, that's going to be a big setback for him there. And just like with Thomas, he does have some pace, and it looks like he's going to slowly make a recovery through the field as well.
Yeah, and looks like Cornichin just losing a position there to Vining, so Vining's finally got that move done. Cornichin suffering from that damage, but let's go back to P2. This train, as you said earlier, still going on. There's Fornaciero, Civilotti, Demori, Pagano, Ivanov, and Forms a bit further behind. But look how much time they've lost to the leader, Savini. Almost 3.5 seconds here, and we've only had 6 minutes of the race so far, so plenty of action. And Savini wanting to stay clear of that, he's just pulling away from the rest of the field here, and it might be a bit of a Sunday drive for him.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's another great battle for P10 with Pryor leading the way from Fiestro and Sealy. So it's a battle of the Italians, Lamborghini versus Ferrari, as Fiestro looking very close at the back of the Pryor. So I say he'll soon make a move. Sometimes he hits that red sausage curb there. That can cost time there, as Sealy goes nicely past me on the outside there.
Oh, what
and
a move.
completely shuts the door there. Nice move there from him. So yep, keep an eye on trouble. And of course those curbs as well can, can give you a load of consequence, a big consequence. It's lose plenty of time.
Yeah, it looks like Silly's had a great positive start to this race. He didn't qualify that well, qualified down in P15, but he seems to have more race pace here, so maybe a bit more confident in the car after that qualifying session in prior as well. Started P18, he's now in P10, so 8 positions off the start, and looks like Seely's looking for a move here into the final corner. Pryor once again leaving the door wide open. He's going to try and hold it around the outside. It's Lamborghini versus Lamborghini. It's going to be a drag race down to turn 1, but I think Seely's got the better exit, and Pryor's going to be on the outside for turn 1 here. He may even have to slot back in because he's going to leave the door wide open on the inside here. No, he shuts that door to stop Fitzgerald getting past. Wisely done there from Pryor. And he's going to hold on here to P11 now.
That was a good lap from Seely. Yeah, that was a good lap from Seely. 2 positions in 1 lap. So nice to see some drivers just gaining all that positions very quickly. They're nice and out of the way. And that he will not lose too much time, as he will slowly try and catch up to the Ferrari train, as I say, that's through the front. Oh, God. Because already from the back is P9.
Oh my God, yeah, I've just seen. There's too many Ferraris. Hopefully next season there's not as many. Obviously our season pretty much started when 1.9 came out, or just a week after. And that's when the Ferrari was absolutely rapid, until they obviously nerfed it. And
forget GT3 racing, this should be called the Ferrari Challenge.
Yeah, Ferrari Challenge here. Looks like Thomas going for a move here on Barth, down the inside there into that left-hander. And I don't think Barth fighting that position too hard. He knows Thomas is out of position here. And yeah, Thomas climbing up the order. The drivers have to be worried here. Den down another position. He's going backwards in this race. He had a great start, but it doesn't seem like he has the pace to keep these positions. Doran now up into P13, but he's looking to fight back into turn 1. No, thinks better of it and stays there. P14 and just up ahead, we've got Pfister on Pryor, side by side, and Pryor onto the gravel there, flashing the lights. Don't think that was too bad of a move there from Pfister, but Pryor getting being run out of road.
Was a bit of a late dive there, so there was side-by-side contact there, but not lose too much time there. But yep, he got the move done, and so he'll try and catch to Seely and see if he can catch to the top 10.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, Fitzgerald currently lapping, well, that last lap, a 123.7, Seely a 122.9. But now that Fitzgerald has got past Pryor, like you said, can he close the gap here? And Pryor's got a bit more to worry about. He hasn't been able to catch a break. He's been defending lap after lap. He's got Doran behind him, Den as well, who's lost a bit of time after Doran made the overtake. But yeah, Pryor's going to have to start defending here into the final corner, maybe leaving the door open again. Doran had to think about it, but didn't commit to the move.
Yeah, and of course with Pryor's great start, he did gain 8 positions. This is where the cars behind him will start to catch in, so he will have to defend the fight of his life there if he wants to keep the minimum loss of positions must be can. As of course is now Darren's also caught up as well, so this could be a nice three-way battle.
Sorry to interrupt. I've just seen Ivanov. He's got severe damage on the front of his car. He's lost it somewhere. Surely he's going to have to pit this lap. And I think we saw Pagano and maybe Demori going side by side as well. But I don't think Pagano's been able to get past. But huge damage there for Ivanov in the number 406. I think it was just a mistake that he made rather than contact. We will bring up a replay, see what happens to him in just a moment.
I'm just watching as well. Form the Astro in third. He's right on the back of Richovit, so there could be a good chance he may get second very soon. And as you can see, the gap to Safini now is 6 seconds, so he's really on another plan. So he is.
Yeah, it looks like Pagano and Demori side by side here. Pagano down the inside of turn 1. Demori, not much he could do there to defend that position. There we go. Pagano up into P5, but just by fighting, they've lost over 2 seconds. to Bilotti in P4 there, so lots of time lost just by battling. But yeah, like you said, Fornaciero sticking with Vitboot here, and these two continuing to battle. But looks like Ivanov is now into the pits, and oh, I've just seen what happened to Ivanov.
Severe damage there.
Yeah, I've just seen the mistake he made. It was, if you want to have a guess, it was one of the curbs.
Oh, unfortunate there, but yeah,
very unfortunate.
Won't be a good evening for him tonight. As somebody's gone off there, Bart's gone off. He hit the rest sausage curb there.
Oh, yep.
Got plenty of precision there.
Yeah, and that's the big debate in motorsports, isn't it? Whether we keep sausage curbs or we completely get rid of them. Obviously, in sim racing, it's not really going to cause you much damage. But Demori,
yeah, gone very wide, braked very late there, and I think that Ferrari that just overtook him as the back marker. So I don't think.
No, it's Pagano actually.
Nope. Oh, it's coming up to. Not coming up for me for some other reason. I do apologise for that. But yeah, as I say, Pagano now up to P5. Demori down to P6 there.
Yeah, Demori's got to be careful. Not Pagano, Thorns has caught right up to these two. Thorns with a much better race this time out. Last time out at Konami, he didn't have the best start whatsoever. I believe he ended up retiring from the race as well. And looks like Pagano now making a few mistakes. Demori fighting back this position. It looks like
Vining's facing backwards there.
Oh,
Go hit the back of Cornachin. He was looking at the inside line of one of the Ferraris, and he got a bit wide there. But yeah, I think Vining brake just very near the halt there, turn 1, which forced Cornachin hitting the back, so he wasn't particularly much of a wear there. But yeah, chaotic.
Yeah, we've got Rinaldi now into the pits. Oh, that's interesting. Rinaldi's...
Dorn spun out. He hit the curb as well. A lot of people catching out with these sausage curbs there, and that's like damage to the back, the diffuser there.
Yeah, he's quite a way off now to Magazi as well. Let's go back to P3. Now, Rinaldi into the pits. He doesn't have damage. Is it a drive-through penalty? Not sure.
Rinaldi, no, I think he's retiring. He just, I noticed this during the races, he made a lot of mistakes, so he has spun out like 3 times as Halfman spun out in the corkscrew as he tried to rejoin and did another spin.
Yeah, it looks like he's retired. Yep, he's retired the car as well. So Laguna Seca catching a few drivers out. Thomas looks like he's just got past Den here. We're going to check that replay of what happened to Ivanov. Ivanov now back out on track, so he's continuing. But let's get a quick replay here. And going through this right-hander, everything perfectly fine, but I believe it's the next right-hander with the sausage curb on the inside. Just takes a bit too much, flies over the sausage curb and into the barriers. That's where he got the severe damage. And he had to pit early due to that. So just turning in a bit too early there was Ivanov. And well, he paid the consequences straight into the barriers. But with sim racing, you can continue after repairing the damage. If that was real life, well, that would have been race over there from him. Possibly even a red flag in the race too. But it looks like Cornachin now closing the gap back to Barth. But Cornachin's not had a great race whatsoever from the lap 1 contact to the chaos into turn 1. But he's still going, he's still continuing, which is what we love to see here. Yeah,
and definitely never say never over just yet. Still pretty much a long way. It's only 15 minutes into the race, and what a chaotic race we're having so far. What, 44 minutes to go? What else is there going to be?
Yeah, that's what it's always like for me. I'm like, oh, it's only been 10 minutes. Like, yeah. It feels like it's been like half an hour already.
Definitely, for sure. As just watching Demori still keeping up with Pagano, he's now going to think about trying to retake 5th place after that mistake he had at the final corner. He had going very wide, late braking there, and he's not too far away.
No, he's not. But gap between the three is slightly spaced out. Pagano managing that gap to Demori behind, but Thorn seems to have dropped back by about a second or so. But yeah, Demori, let's see what he's doing in terms of lap time this time around. So let's have a look as they cross the line. So Demori, that last lap at 122.1, and Pagano lapping a couple tenths quicker here, 121.9. So Demori not really closing in, but just about sticking with him for now. Let's see what else is going on. Looks like it's opened that gap up to Fornaciero by just over a second now. These two have been within a second of each other since the start of the race, and it looks like it's come down now actually, ever so slightly. Yep, looks like a bit of a bad exit there from Vitboot as we go up towards the hill, and that's so important to get a good exit here, because like I said, it's all uphill from here until you reach the corkscrew, and that's where the exit is so important. You can use even more time with a bad exit because it is an uphill vertical climb.
He's gone off corkscrew. In P4, he bricked very late there.
Oh god.
He cut the chicane there entirely, but he still keeps 4th position for now, and that's going to allow Pagano to catch up right at the back of him now. So it's now going to be a 3-car battle to P4 there. And of course, with 30 tires, he has to make sure that he doesn't lose too much time, and he gets those tires and get rid of the gravel as much as he can.
It's lost so much time, and look at the run that Pagano's got. He's going to be looking towards the inside here to turn 1, and Civilotti's not really going to defend that. Oh no, he is. He's going to try and hang it around the outside, but has to travel more distance and loses the position as a result. And Demori eyeing up for a move here on Civilotti now, but Civilotti was just a second back to Fornaciero. Now he's down in P5, over 5 seconds back, so huge time loss there from him. And P2 and P3 still continuing to battle, and it's slightly clipping the sound of the gravel there on the exit. Kaufman and Rinaldi, yeah, like you said, seem to have retired from the race, so unfortunate for those two.
Yep, and that puts down to just 20 drivers left, same as Formula 1. But still, I wouldn't be too disappointed with that, because even with 20 drivers, it's still putting on such a show so far for us, and of course for you guys, the fans as well. As I'm seeing Forniasto is gaining time from Rich Favet for 2nd place. But their lap times are pretty much identical, and I think he's got to play the long patient time there. So we might see a move, maybe not now, but possibly later in the pit stops there. And strategy could be a key thing as well later on. 100%.
I mean, he's currently lapping 3 tenths quicker than P2. So I think, like you said, strategy, if he goes for an undercut, it's going to be really important. I think his main aim at the moment is just to stay with him until the pits, or until he decides to pit. He doesn't really want to be pushing too hard, because if he does, he could even force himself into an error, and you can see the gap slightly opening up between those two now. But looking down towards P13 and P14, Pryor once again having to defend. Magazi all over the back of him here. And Pryor, I think ever since he switched from the Ferrari to the Lamborghini, I don't think he's really gelled with the car. He's definitely lost some pace. I think the Lamborghini, maybe not the car choice for him, but it's always good to test them out. And yeah, he's just had non-stop action as Pryor, mainly in defending rather than overtaking here, and looking like who's that? Den, I think, has got is that a lapped car behind him? Oh yes, it's Ivanov.
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Ivanov, yeah. He did go in the pits earlier on as he had I think very bad damage there. He got involved in an incident, I believe. But yeah, pit window's now open. So drivers now have 20 minutes to make a pit stop, or else they will be I think it's a 1 minute 30-second penalty. Yeah. I believe it is 90-second penalty.
Yeah.
So
on some tracks it's 180 seconds as well, and I think it just depends on the track really.
Yeah, particularly at Spa, where you've got the very, very long pit entry. But yeah, Laguna Seca, it shouldn't be too much of a hits going on, as I've already seen a couple of drivers making the pit stops. I believe Barth has come out of the pits there as he's looking for possibly an undercut at somebody. I don't know who exactly, but maybe he wants to get some clear air.
Yeah, possibly wants to repair that damage he had from the start, or the turn 1 incident as well. Got Lord Proth in the comments saying, replay please. Replay of what exactly? We'll bring it up. We'll see if we can bring it up. We've got Daniel as well saying, go VRA. Come on Fornes. Fornes currently sitting in P7, so doing a good job here. Where did he qualify actually? He qualified in P14, so 7 positions gained since the start. Lovely gains there from Fornes. We're still watching P2 and P3 just following each other around at the moment. There hasn't really been an attempt from Forniciero to make a move, but yeah, like we discussed earlier, it's probably all about the strategy here and the pit stops is where he's really going to try and get past Vitvoot, but we'll just have to wait and see. Pit window's only pretty much just open, so plenty of time for the drivers to decide on what strategy they want to go for. I think for Vitvoot, his best bet to stay out as long as possible, and if Forniciero goes for an undercut, pit the next lap just to cover it off. But, well, I mean,
and of course, my apologies, interrupting.
No,
and of course, speaking of strategies, Pryor is in the pits, so maybe the undercut could be a way forward, but I don't think pitting at this stage is not the right time yet, because track temp's only 16 Celsius, and tire wear shouldn't be too much of an issue with that lower temps, but unless, of course, drivers maybe don't have the right tire pressures, it can also lead to consequences as well. So tire pressures is also a very absolute key thing to have, especially when you have to have the exact amount of tire pressure.
Yeah, exactly. It is, and well, like you said, if they had the wrong tire pressures, they're going to be getting more wear on their tires as well. Especially if they're under pressured, tires are going to be wearing much more in the first stint, and we don't really have the graining issue anymore. It's pretty much non-existent, but I believe there was quite an issue with graining in the update before this, but they fixed that, and now there's hardly any graining. But I think there'll be another patch soon to sort that out. But tire wear is still definitely a massive problem that does plague the drivers. But not as much with these temperatures, but the drivers had a spin or an accident of some sort, they run the risk of having flat spots and even more tyre wear as well. So yeah, pitting early then might be an option, but like we said, a few drivers like Pryor pitting quite early, even before the halfway mark. They're going to be running longer on a fresh set of tyres in their second stint. Whether they choose to change them or not is up to them, but I think for the majority of the drivers they possibly will be. I think the last time we did see a few drivers not changing just to secure the track position. It's all about where you are and who you are with on track. And so if you're pretty much running around on your own, changing tyres is definitely the way to go. Looks like Magazi's just got past Den here.
Yep, and Demori, one of the front runners, has entered the pits, so he's going a little bit early as well. So he's going to have a much longer second stint after his pit stop. So I think he's possibly looking for undercut on Pagano. So it's going to be interesting to see where Pagano will come out after his pit stop. As Forniasto's really close to the back of Wetrovit, as he's looking for a way past, but he's looking here and there, but there's no way getting past there. So I think the pit stop's coming in now is going to be a big key for his opportunity here to get past.
Yeah, 100%. And I think maybe he might leave it for a couple more laps just until he reaches maybe the halfway mark. So he's just making that tyre wear on both sets pretty much even. But at the moment, he could definitely keep going because he's lapping quite quickly here, faster than the man in P2, Vitvoot. So yeah, he can keep going for now. If he starts dropping off of Vitvoot, then it's possibly time to pit and change those tyres. But yeah, they're in clean air, so Yeah, they're not going to be battling too hard at the moment. Yeah, it's all going to be down to the pit stops. We've got Cosford and Fisterol now both in the pits as well. Even though down in P17 still has to pit. He pitted earlier on to serve his, to repair his damage. Now he's got to pit again to fix, for his mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed as well that could change the format of the race is the sun slowly fading away, and it's getting darker right there. So that could also affect the driver's vision as well, and it could also possibly lead to a loss of concentration as well. So concentration levels is going to be a little bit more slowly going to get higher for the drivers as the sun is fading away.
Yeah, we've already started.
Looking ahead is going to be very tricky there.
Yeah, we've already started to see some headlights coming on as well, so the track getting a bit darker. Obviously, no track lighting here, I believe, at Laguna Seca, so drivers will have to rely on their headlights alone. But I don't think it'll be fully dark by the end of this race. I think it should still be light enough. It'll be about 9 PM by the time we finish, but who knows, maybe it is all in real time, so maybe by 9 PM it could be dark, but actually I don't know.
I interrupted this yellow flag there. Barth's just gone off again. Yeah, I think he got caught with that sausage curb again.
Yeah, Barth's been struggling here at Laguna Seca. It's not an easy track by any means, but luckily he didn't pick up any damage from that. And looks like Lord Prod saying he wants to see a replay of the vining of the full car accident into turn 1 with vining, so we will bring that up just in a moment. But let's go back to Fauna Sierra and Vitroot while we have a look at this replay. So coming down towards turn 1, Cook ahead, Vining just behind. Look, seems to break a bit early here. I think Vining looked for a move down the inside but didn't expect it, slammed on the anchors there, and the car behind tagged him, and then looks like Barth got tagged by the yellow Ferrari too, and it all just unfolded there. And well, yeah, that was all she wrote for that incident. And Vining also trying to rejoin the circuit as well. Didn't end up well for him, but didn't look to be too much damage for the drivers involved. And Vitroot now into the pits.
Yep, so, and of course, Forniastro is going to stay out, and unsurprisingly, so he's going to try and overcut him. So he now takes the lead as Sivani is also in the pits. Our race leader originally. It's now Fornaciero. He's now our new race leader. He, of course, will have to take pits very soon eventually.
Yeah, it looks like after the pit stops, we've got Thomas and Fisterol batting for position here, down in P13 and P14. So Thomas has made quite a comeback in this race. He's only 4 seconds behind Sealy, and we saw Sealy batting for, I believe, a top 10 place in this race. So Thomas has made quite a good recovery drive so far. Still half an hour of the race left to go, so plenty of time to make some more time up. And of course, he would have repaired that damage in the pit, so now he's got no damage to deal with, and that car's going to be handling pretty much the way he wants it to as he bounces over that sausage curb through the final corner. That's not really the line you want to be taking, but it seems like the Mercedes didn't have too much of an issue with that.
Yeah, and of course, I think also Fiestro is also making a recovery drive, because I think he was also got caught in an incident as well. So yeah, both these drivers slowly making their way through the field. So I think it looks like now they're going to battle each other on track there. So hopefully not lose too much time, but we'll definitely see how they'll do after once the rest of some drivers finish their pit stops.
Yeah, we've still got well, the top 4, Silverotti and Pagano, into the pits as well now. Vining still gets to pits, so he's going for a late strategy, and Ivanov as well. But remember, ladies and gents, for those that are watching, be sure to vote for your driver of the day. The votes are now open, and they will close at the end of the race, and we will also get an interview with the driver of the day at the end, as well as the podium too. So be sure, vote for your favourite driver or the driver of the day, whoever you wish to vote for. And if you've got any friends and family who are rooting for any drivers as well, be sure to get them involved too. and make sure to get them to tune into the stream as well. Give us a hello. We love the interactions from you guys as well. Looks like the Mori is going to be side by side here on the exit, I think, with is that
really close.
Pagano? Yeah, Pagano. Demori's actually going to have the inside here for turn 2 or turn 3.
Demori with a great, yep, Demori with a great undercut now, so he's pretty much gained back the place that he lost earlier. So he's now got ahead of Pagano and Forns as well. So that's a great job for him with that undercut. So yep, hopefully he'll now try and get his head down and yeah. Oh, never mind. I was going to say something there, but I thought somebody lost time there. But yeah, never mind. I'm still going to wait for Fornasiero, which he's now making his pit stop there. So he's hopefully going to try and overcut Retrofit. So we're going to watch both of them as we'll wait and see what's going to happen for second place here.
Yeah, it's coming up towards the final corner now. As Fornasiero has not been dropped off the jacks yet. Oh, there we go. He's got moving now. I think it's going to be... I think Ritvik's going to stay ahead.
Yeah.
By a huge margin as well.
Something must have happened to him. He must have got caught or something, lost plenty of time there. He could also lose third place as well there, as, yep, Demori is already ahead there, and so is Pagano and Forns as well. So, yeah, I wonder what happened to him there, because he's already down to, I think...
8. Oh my goodness.
Right,
he's lost so much time in the pits. Maybe he had some damage that he repaired in the pit stops, but my god, he's now in bit of a sandwich here. It says Cosford's P9. Ah, yes, that is, I believe, Cornerchin P7, who's a lap down. So, a lot of these drivers with the same Apex Racing Team liveries can get confusing who's who.
I'll investigate in the replay just to see what happened to with the Fornasiero there, so I'll come back to you in a minute there as I find out what happened to him. Yeah,
Magazi now into the pits, the last driver to serve his mandatory pit stop. Let's bring up the pit stop times as well. Maybe we can have a look too if there was any time lost in the pits. So Fornasiero, yes, 71 seconds in the pits compared to Ritboot 61 seconds. So that's pretty much where he's lost the time. That's really odd.
Yeah, he didn't make any mistakes on track, so yeah, it could be something to do with the pit stop he had. Or maybe he had a lot of damage there. I don't think he does have damage. I'd be surprised at that, but yeah.
Bit of a shame. Unlucky there. Yeah, a bit of a shame for him. But now we've got quite a battle forming here. We've got Demori, Pagano, Forns, Civilotti, and Fornasiero all in this battle to P2, to P... actually, no, not P2, P3 to P7. All battling here for a podium position.
Definitely do not want to miss this.
No, this is going to be a brilliant battle towards the end. There's still 25 minutes left. All these drivers have served their pit stop, so it's all action out on track now. Overtakes have to be done on the black stuff and not in the pits. This is where it's going to get quite interesting, and Civilotti right in the back here. Forns under a bit of pressure. Let's go on board with Civilotti. And looking at the sky, I think it might actually get quite dark towards the end. I'm not 100% sure. We just have to wait and see, really. It's getting quite dark now.
Yeah, it is definitely getting darker for sure. I don't think the sunlight will entirely be away. It might actually be the last 5 minutes, but we'll see. As watching 28, Thomas and Fiestro still battling away for 10th place here. They're both catching, I believe, Sealy. If you want to check the lap times here.
Yeah, so Sealy, that last lap, a 1:22.5, Thomas a 1:22.4, and Fister a 1:22.2, and Civilotti's made a huge mistake onto the gravel, the same corner where we saw Ivanov bounce over the sausage curb and lose the car, but luckily Civilotti's kept it pointing in the right direction. No damage there for him, but he's lost heaps of time, and 2.5 seconds lost there to Forns in P5, so that's pretty much for now that battle's over for him, and Hoorn's a bit of a relief of pressure there for him. He's got no one at the moment to worry about behind him. Now he just has to focus on Pagano, who's right in front of him here. Although the gap has opened up to about a second, and same between Demori and Pagano. Demori a second in front of Pagano here.
Yeah, this track is absolutely amazing, and of course it's a lot of people's favorite track as well, and it's not surprising to see why compared to other tracks you see mostly on the calendar. With the track as well, of course, there is no runoffs, there's no going using those curbs at all. It's used to be back in the day the curbs were there to stop you going over them, but yeah, how times have changed back compared to 30 years ago. And this track pretty much shares that same characteristics really, with if you go over that curb, you hit that such curb and you lose so much time, and it's there to strictly discipline those drivers. And oh yeah, speaking of that as well, we've seen a few weeks ago with the track has recently been changed. I believe at turn 6 there and turn 7 with you can now go over the exit of those curbs. So yeah,
the runoff.
A bit of a loss of. Yeah, unfortunately, it is a little bit of a shame, really. They followed it, in my opinion, and it's there to not discipline the drivers as much now. Yeah, losing a lot of time going through those gravels. Yeah,
I wonder if it was mainly for safety, but I'm not sure what the reason was. But it still gives more of a traditional feeling, like traditional track feeling, like you've got Brands Hatch, pretty much like the Bridges tracks, where you've got grass right on the exit and pretty much hardly any runoff, apart from Silverstone. So that's got plenty of runoff there. But yeah, Brands Hatch, a really traditional circuit as well, pretty much like this too, where you've not got any runoff and mistakes are really punished here. And as Demori dips a wheel onto the gravel, that's not what you want to be doing here this late into the race, as he's got two cars hunting him down here. Pagano and Hoorn's just a second behind, and Demori's not really pulling away from him. Pagano's sticking with Demori, keeping that second gap. The last lap, Pagano's just a tenth, actually no, half a tenth quicker, so really not much separating these two. And I think it's just about consistency now, and whether any of the drivers make mistakes. We've seen the top drivers here so far already make a few mistakes by hitting those sausage curves that you mentioned before, Ethan. And I mean, well, anyone can make a mistake this late into this race, especially like you said, drivers losing concentration, might get fatigued or tired towards the end as well. I mean, an hour race battling this close constantly isn't easy whatsoever.
Definitely, and let's talk about as well the price as well. If you win this championship, winning a track day out in a Porsche Cayman GT4, I mean, I'm jealous if somebody wins this. For sure.
Hopefully you can get involved for next season, maybe.
We'll see. I mean, I of course, well, if anyone doesn't know me personally, I do also race in IRL, so I definitely know that goosebump feeling for sure. But yeah, getting into an actual race car, it can feel something pretty special.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I think I'm sure whoever wins this championship will be definitely deserving of that drive in the Porsche. I mean, Savini has raced in SRO Esports as well, so he's no slouch whatsoever. And
definitely, that's what a lot of people's goal would be if they're all taking part in serious esports racing. They want to get involved with real racing as well, IRL racing. And of course, they don't have that money to compete in motorsport category, and of course, as we all know, it's very expensive. As Fornasiero's gone off here, and he's sent to the pits.
Did he return to garage, or was he?
He returned to garage there.
Oh no! Yeah, I think he's had enough there. One too many mistakes from Fornasiero. And I think that's pretty much it for him. We're looking at Vining now, challenging for a move here for P12. Pryor once again having to defend another position. And Vining...
Sorry, my apologies. Just seeing what happened to Sierra there. He just went over that Red Sausage curb in the second last corner, and instead of rejoining the track, he just stopped and sort of given up. So yeah, that's a really shame. He was doing so well too, so Curtin could have been a reach for him today, but unfortunately it just isn't to be.
Oh, it's not. We all have those races where it all goes wrong for us, nothing goes to plan, but if I were him, I would have continued point to point in this championship, especially when there are about 40 drivers signed up to this, and quite a few of them aren't able to attend today. You're still going to be getting good points for even P20.
Just watching it as well, Pagano nearly ran the back of Demori there, just late break the wheat a little bit there, but didn't lose too much time there. So Bilotti on this looking there, he's a bit, oh no, sorry, Forms, I mean, he's just a little too far back to make a move, but yeah, still great balance as well going on. Of course, the pressure's onto them as well. As just looking for battle for between Pryor and Vining there. Vining's looking around the outside there, and the late bricks there a little bit. He still keeps it on track there. Still side by side going through corkscrew.
He hasn't got a good exit though, but he's to try and hang it around the outside. Pryor's got to leave him the room, and Vining's going to have the inside for the next corner. I think Pryor's going to have to back out of that, although got his nose down the inside, slight contact between the two, but Vining makes the corner, and in towards the final corner. He's gone deep on the brakes here. That's not going to give him a good exit whatsoever, and look at the closing speed here from Pryor. He's going to have the slipstream coming up towards turn one. Can he get this back? Can he reply immediately? Vining going defensive here into turn one. Pryor's going to try the outside, maybe try and go for a switchback, but no, had to slam on the anchors there halfway throughout the corner. But yeah, there we go. Vining makes that stick, and in fact they've got the race leader coming through, Savini now right behind them.
Yep, so definitely they may have to watch out for blue flags as well and avoid penalties as much as they can without holding the race leader back. As yeah, great balance between the pair of them. And of course, wheel-to-wheel binding, that's pretty normal racing. It happens as long as you don't lose too much time and you're sort of able to continue on. That's pretty on.
Yeah, we've got Donatas in the comments saying, what happened to Ivanov? Unusual position. Well, he hit the sausage curb going into turn 3. And that sent his car airborne. Wasn't able to control the car after that, and it sent him straight into the barriers and severe damage. So he had to make 2 pit stops this race, the mandatory pit stop and a pit stop to repair his damage too. So that's why he's down in P17 currently. But looking at Pagano, he's right on the back of Demori now. That gap no longer a second, it's much less than that. 4/10 separating the two of them.
So it's right there. That's one of the back markers, so not to worry too much. That was Cook there, that's Spotlight, it's down P15. But yeah, I noticed, well, Pagano, he's been touching those gravels lately, as sort of, as I just said, that Demori's hit the gravel as well there. And also, slowly fading late braking as well, so of course you do have to watch out not to hit the back of another driver there. But yeah, it's going to be quite a close battle. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, I think for Pagano in P4, once again he's got plenty of time to make this move. Just under 15 minutes. But in the final few laps, if he can't get past, he might start getting a bit frustrated, because Laguna Seca is definitely not an easy track to make overtakes on, especially if you're in the same car, and especially if the car in front is lapping similar lap times to you.
Definitely, if you're going to make a move, you have to make sure there's no room for error at all, especially at this track, and you especially have to be at full control and aware of your car as well, and what it's capable of as well, to its own limit.
Yeah, and looks like Demori got a bit of a wiggle on the exit of that left-hander going down the Rahal straight, but he kept it pointing in the right direction. But I'm sure that pressure is now getting to Demori a little bit. Pagano's filling up his rear view mirrors here. And like I mentioned earlier, the brain can only concentrate on one thing at a time pretty much. So if Demori's looking in his rearview mirror at the car behind him, he's going to be making some mistakes out on track, and that's what Pagano wants. The consistent pressure here on Demori can force him into an error, and I just saw yellow flags briefly out on track. Is it Cook again? Yes, it is.
It's Cook again, yeah. I think he hit that red sausage curb again at that long left-hander. But yeah, anyway, back to battle for third there. As, yeah, to see definitely Demori as well. Noticed well at previously the second last corner, he touched that little gravel again there, so you can't afford to go touching those gravel too many times, as you'll start to struggle, of course, with possibly even tire wear as well. Could also hit an effect as well.
Yeah, looking down to P14 too. Fire once again in another battle, and he's got Patrick Den behind him. So then, looking for another position in the later stages of this race. I am sure he's going to start defending for his life now. He doesn't want to go down any further, especially this late on into the race with just 12 minutes left to go. I think Pryor's not going to give this one up easily whatsoever. But let's see. He's dropped down the order quite a bit. But still, started P18. He's still up quite a few positions here.
Yeah, definitely he'll have a good race for sure. As Fiestro gone off at corkscrew, and yeah, I don't know what happened there, but he's now lost out to Tom, or is it the Thomas? No, that's another back marker from, isn't it?
Yeah, that's yeah, it is. That's Cook in front of him and Ivanov behind him.
Yeah, and that's Ivanov as well behind. So yeah, he's between the two back markers, which I'm sure they want to get on battling pretty soon.
Yeah,
this is what happened to him exactly, as he makes a move on Cook there.
Yeah, but Cook's actually battling with Ivanov here. They're on the same lap. In fact, Ivanov's not going to have any trouble getting past Cook there. So up into P16 goes. Ivanov's another position gained for him. Damage limitation here, but I think this will be possibly his drop round in the championship, if of course he attends every other round here. We go to Thomas, who's caught right back up to Seeley now. We saw that gap about 3 seconds. 3 seconds or so after the pit stops, but Thomas is on a charge here to gain P8 in this race. And in fact, since the start, Thomas qualified P10. So he has, even after that lap 1 incident, he has made some gains.
Yeah, definitely. Great recovery for Thomas, of course. And seeing what happened to Fiestro there, he just leg braked there and just went straight off the corkscrew. So yeah, a bit unfortunate. He could have been right behind Thomas as well, as of course he's now Thomas as well, looking even possibly get another position there for P8 there on Seeley in that new Lamborghini Evo 2 Huracan, sorry.
Yeah, Huracan, tomato, so
it is, tomato.
Looking at Thomas's car, he's still got a bit of damage there on the left-hand side. So maybe didn't appear in the pits, or he's picked up a bit more in his second stint. But it looks like they're catching up to Cosford up ahead as well. He's currently in P7. Bit of gravel there flying through the air. And who's that off?
That's Cornichen. He's returned to garage, so he has, and I think it looks like his race has got pretty much finished as well. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have another retirement there, so we're now going to be down to 17 drivers left. Yeah,
Cornichen completing, well, I believe that's 75% of the race, so we get points for last position, P18 there. So still points for him, but look how close these three are now. It's going to be quite an interesting battle here. These three all battling for one position in the last 10 minutes. Cosford followed by Seeley, then Thomas, and let's see what Thomas can do here. Seely, oh no, yeah, Seely looking for a move down the inside there. Cosford is way too late on the brakes into turn one. Bit of a mistake there, starting to feel the pressure now with the 2 cars behind him. He's going to need to stay calm if he wants to hold on to that position. It's Cosford that
like
lost.
corkscrew, sorry, then gone off as well as he rejoins just right in front of Whitford in 2nd place there, so you have to move out of the way with those blue flags.
Yeah, blue flags being waved now. And I'm sure he will. Whitford's not really under any rush here. He's got the Demori 7 seconds behind, so doesn't really need to push. I think if he's patient with the back markers, I mean, he's already get past. But if he's patient with the back markers, there's less risk of him colliding with them. But back to Cosford, Seely, and Thomas. Cosford at last lap was 6/10 slower than Seely, so he's made a huge mistake somewhere, and he's definitely made a mistake on this lap too, I believe, as they approach the final corner now. Cosford still staying ahead, but Cosford had a great race too. Started in P12, up into P5 now. Let's see when he crosses the line. What has he done this lap? 1:23.5, so a bit slower than Civilotti, who's 3 seconds in front. But Seely and Thomas with nowhere to go, nowhere to get past at the moment, lapping pretty much the same lap times here. In fact, Fisterol, down in P10, is lapping in the 22s, the mid-22s here. Of course, nothing compared to the race leader, Savini, lapping at 1:21.7. 1:21.5 that last time round. Very close to his fastest lap of the race this session, 1:21.3.
Wonder what the lap time is compared to the likes of Thomas, Seely, and Cosford, because if he can get at least over a second faster, he could also catch up to the battle as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much 2 seconds a lap slower. Savini's been lapping 2 seconds quicker than these three at the moment. That's unbelievable pace from Savini. Obviously, he isn't clean air, but these three continuously battling here. Cosford's just not able to pull away from the 2 behind him. So, at the moment, or at this stage in the race, it's the maximum he seems to be able to do.
He's gone off again, sorry to interrupt you. He's gone off the 2nd last corner. Again, it's going to... if he keeps making those mistakes, we could see Magrassi possibly catching up. He's not too far away now. He should catch up by at least another 10 seconds. And yeah, I was also going to mention as well as finish conversation, which I do apologize for interrupting.
No, it's all good.
Civilotti's now caught up to Hoorn, so he's slowly catching up in terms of lap pace, 3/10 faster. So yeah,
the battle
another
for
battle in the
P2,
making as
the battle
well.
for P3. Sorry, it's so close at the moment between the 2. And
Pagano's ahead.
Yeah, Pagano's just got past. Demori made a bit of a mistake through corkscrew. Pagano capitalised on that. He's now right ahead of
Incredible.
Demori.
Demori tried to make it a sneaky dive there, but Pagano just completely shuts the door on him. And yeah, Pagano's patience has paid off brilliantly, so he's now on the podium. And hopefully he keep his head down as well. I noticed as well his lap time, he could also catch up. Well, I don't think he will. He probably will close the gap on P2 as well. But I don't think there's enough time to catch up. But we will see as well. And battle for P5 as well is looking pretty close as well.
Thomas with a late move down the inside into turn 1. Bit of contact there between the 2. And Thomas looks like he had the inside though. Cosford being pushed slightly wide onto the curb, and he's almost going to lose the position here to Seely as well. So close between the 2. Not much room these drivers are giving each other, but it's just enough for racing. I think Cosford's going to hold on, but Seely, we saw lose the position into turn 1 the previous lap, and Thomas got that done, and now into turn 1 on this lap. Thomas got the position done on Cosford, but Cosford are under a lot of trouble here. Seely's really putting on the pressure, trying to get past.
And he'd be very frustrated there with Thomas overtook both of them. He'll now make sure he's going to pull away there as he's now looking the inside corkscrew. He'll be really tight there. But just about give enough room to each other there as Cosford still defends nicely, but Sealy is going to be really frustrated and he will get impatient there as Thomas now nearly 2 seconds pulling away there already. And he will definitely love this for sure.
Yeah, it just goes to show how much time you can lose at this track by battling. And Sealy is quite a patient driver, really. We haven't really seen him go for anything silly throughout the season. I believe he is one of the SOP esports drivers. I believe he's part of its team. Yeah, SOP esports, yeah. So he knows what he's doing out on track. He's a very patient driver and a very clean driver as well. So he'll wait for the driver in front to make a mistake if he knows he can't get past. This is what he needs to do, but time is running out. And Cosford, you can see in most corners now dipping a wheel onto the sand or onto the gravel. You can just tell that he's under a lot of pressure at this stage in the race. He's making mistake after mistake, and it's not going to help with his exit speed whatsoever. And sparks flying there from the Lamborghini of Sealy.
Oldemor's gone off the second last corner there, and looks he's now gonna be right behind Fums in the and for the battle now. It's gonna be P4 with 3 cars now fighting for that position now.
Yeah,
as back markers. Yeah, back marker. He did get past Demori there as he went off.
Yeah,
I think he went through that sausage curve again. So yeah, these curves really are catching a lot of drivers, even some of the front field runners as well.
Yeah, and the back marker again causing no issues here for the cars on the lead lap. And Demori's under a lot of pressure. I mean, he's got two cars right behind him. Now he's lost, look how much time he's lost to Pagano, 6.5 seconds. But where's our race leader, Savini, ran the final corner, so this will be, well, we actually have one more lap after this as well.
We might have to go, yeah, I was going to say, it's still another 150 minutes to go, and lap times, I think it's 1:30, I believe? No, sorry, 1:20.
1:20s, yeah.
Yeah, so still roughly 30 seconds to 20 seconds to spare.
Yeah, so loads more time left. Sealy still on the back of Cosford though. And remember everyone, make sure to vote for your driver of the day. We've got Lord Pill saying battles everywhere. Yeah, always at the last few minutes is what I say every single time. Everyone just decides to say, okay, let's battle on the last lap, and we have no idea who to look at. Sealy having to slam on the anchors there to avoid making contact with Cosford. He just had so much more exit speed, and Cosford in a poor exit going up towards the final corner. Sealy on the outside is going to aim for a switchback here, and is he going to make it stick? Looks like he's got a nose down the inside here. It's going to be a textbook move here from Sealy if he can hold on to this position going down and towards turn 1. Looks like he will be able to. Cosford not alongside enough, and there we go. What a move there from Sealy. Textbook switchback, and up into P8 now.
Yeah, nicely job, and it's the battle for P4 looking absolutely intense now, and the pressure's really getting onto all 3 of those drivers. They really want a piece of that position there for sure, as the race leader Savini is now on his final lap.
Yep, so just one more lap to go here in this race. His time is running out for the drivers involved in battles, especially like you said, this battle for P4, Demori, Fawns and Civilotti. Demori's going to do everything he can on this last lap to hold on, and well, let's hope they don't think the race is over, because there is one more lap for them to go. I've seen drivers do it before. It's an easy mistake to make here, but no, they're continuing. They know it's not over yet. And Demori's now pulled a bit of a gap to Fawns.
Yeah, and of course as well, the pressure can also get to them too much. They can also get a very, very impatient there, and can lead to incidents as well. So hopefully that will not be the case for those drivers. A nice clean finish is probably what they need at the minute.
And Fawns with a bit of a mistake onto the stand there, and is Civilotti going to get a run? He's looking left and right, not really anywhere to go. He's going around the outside. Oh, it's so close between the two. Yeah, a bit of the rubbing, but that's just hard, fair racing between the two, and this is a corner you don't want to be going side by side in. Looks like Hoorn turns the inside, but looks like Savini crossing the line here to take P1 of the race. We're so invested in that battle, but there we go, P1 there for Savini. Vit's going to come up towards the final corner and take P2 of the race. These two qualifying P1 and P2, no positions lost or gained for either two of them. So Vit's going to cross the line there in a strong P2. Pagano.
Bilotti made a mistake. He's going to lose that opportunity there. Ford's went a bit wide as well, but Bilotti not going wide the last quarter. So yeah, it looks like Demori's going to finish in P4 with Ford's P5 and Bilotti in P6. Still, what a great battle that is.
Yeah,
from all of the and respect as well. And personally, my driver of the day here, Thomas. What a great recovery, and of course gaining position as well. He crosses the line in P7. That was a great driving he did as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't voted, vote for Thomas using the link. But that's it for us. We'll be back in just a moment to get some interviews, so make sure to stick with us. Going to try and well, not try, we're going to bring up the driver of the day results, and we're going to try and get some interviews with the top three and possibly the driver of the day as well. So it looks like Thomas taking driver of the day as well with 3 votes. Demori there just behind in 2 votes, but congratulations to Thomas, and let's see if we can get some interviews here. So it looks like, do we have anyone waiting? Oh, of course we do.
Yeah, and it looks like all 3 drivers are ready for an interview.
Yeah, let's bring in Pagano first. There we go, we've got Pagano in. P3 there for you. Great result here in this race. And great points for the championship as well. You had P3 last race, P3 this race. So consistency starting to show now in terms of results. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling not really happy because I made a really bad quali, and I made a big mistake in the pit stop, so I lose at least 4 seconds, 4 seconds, and I went stuck behind the Mori in the second stint, but we had a great fight. Fun fight, so I'm happy for P3, but I think I could have the pace for even a P2.
Yeah, I mean P2 and P1 were pretty much long gone after all the battles at the first lap. It was so close, but yeah, still good points for you anyways. P3, another podium, and yeah, looking to next round. What do we have next round? We have Zolder, another twisty tight circuit.
I never done a lap in Zolder. So.
Oh wow.
Well, there's going to be a learning curve.
Yeah, and I don't think the Ferrari is the best car there, but I will train. I will train a lot this week, and I will do my best in the next race, of course.
Yeah, bring your A game to every race you need to in this championship. The competition is very tough. But congratulations on the podium, and we will see you at Zolder.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
So let's bring over Luciano here. Luciano, here we go. In P2, it was tough at the start with who is it behind you now? I can't remember.
I believe it was
I can't remember now.
no.
Another Ferrari. Yeah, Fornaciaro, that was it. But yeah, kept him behind. He had nowhere to overtake. And even after the pit stops, you had a huge gap, and then were just able to extend that. It was a pretty lonely race, I think, after the pit stops, but I don't think you're going to be too bothered about that with some good points on the table now for after this race.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, before the pit stop it was quite hectic. He put me under a lot of pressure, but I managed to gap a little. And then after the pit stop, I don't even know what happened to him. I got a 7-second lead and I could just cruise to the end, to be honest. And yeah, like you said, I needed the points. And I only did like 40 minutes of practice before I came into quali, but my teammate made the setup and it was amazing. Like without his car, without his setup, it wouldn't have been possible, to be honest.
Yeah, and your teammate being Cosford, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, for Fornaciaro, he did have a slow pit stop, and he then later retired. So, do you feel confident heading to next week with all the points needed for second for next week?
Oh yeah, of course. I don't even know which track it is next week, but
Zolder.
I really needed the points. I wanted to stay in the fight for the podium, so this was much needed.
Yeah, currently P9 in the championship. Yeah, P9 in the championship, and it's actually quite close from P3 down to P10. It's not really that much in it, and we're halfway throughout the season now, so it's getting close. It's getting tougher, and yeah, it's all on the line here in this championship.
Yeah, exactly. Much to play for.
Yeah, exactly. But a good result from you. I'm sure you're happy with that, considering the competition on the grid. And
exactly.
We will see you for next round at Zolder.
Yes, thank you guys.
Congrats on P2.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Let's bring in now. Savini, our race winner. So here we go, Daniel Savini. Another dominant performance for you. Not really much competition here, but like we said, Fisher unable to attend this round, so it's pretty much you need maximum points you could get. So you took the fastest lap of the race and the win. So what more could you really ask for?
Yeah, nothing. Like, yeah, I'm happy with this because was my main goal actually to achieve the win and also the fastest lap because remember I wasn't really paying attention to the fastest lap because I really didn't know about it. So yeah, today I keep it in mind and I also did the fastest lap.
You particularly didn't even need to know, as you were really just controlling that whole race basically to yourself. So I suppose you're feeling confident heading to next week's round, which is at Zolder.
Not really, because I've never raced in Zolder, so will be, I don't know, interesting for me to see if I'm fast enough or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I will do my best and give it 100%.
But definitely, as we heard, Pagano finished in third. He also said as well he never raced as Zolder, so next week could be very interesting. And as I say, for
for sure,
a lot of unpredictability.
Yeah, also because I think that Porsche and also BMW will be faster, so we'll see. It will be fun for sure.
Yeah, that BMW is really good on the high downforce tracks as well, isn't it? So it's going to be tough, but it's going to be a great battle, I think, once again. And yeah, we wish you the best of luck for next round.
Thank you very much.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, so we've got one more interview to do then. Michael Thomas, here we go. We've got Michael in. After a hectic start, you clawed back those positions and finished higher than your qualifying position. So, I mean, you got voted driver of the day as well. So, congrats on that. But yeah, it was a good comeback drive. I think definitely worthy of driver of the day.
Yeah, I'm going to add that one to the highlight reel of how things can go terribly bad to pretty good in the space of 1 hour. So yeah, it was just one of those things. Again, just chasing down the next driver, just with 20 seconds of damage, just try and keep the car straight hard enough. But yeah, just pushed on, managed to close up to Feasterall and Sealy, and then Cosford I think had a drop off of pace in the second stint, allowed us to get all close. And then it was tense at the end for the last 4 laps. It was really tense. Everything was a blur. I think I went quiet for everybody on the stream, so I do apologise to those guys. But yeah, it was a good result, and I'm happy. And GG to the podium guys as well.
Definitely, for sure. By the end of lap 1, you were down as low as 22nd, and by the end of the race, you gained 15 places, which is P7. Without that incident you had on the first lap, do you think you could have possibly finished in the top 5?
Yeah, because I think Ivanov had an issue, and then obviously the likes of Fisterol and other guys there, Civilotti, Fornaserio, they were all kind of, I guess, in that mix where I believe I could have been. I don't think I would have been able to challenge the likes of Savini or Whitford because they are just crazy good, and my new teammate, Simon Demori. But I think I could have pushed on maybe P6, P5 if everything went right. But you never know with how things can turn out at the start of a race when you're battling with everybody as well. So I'm happy with P7 overall.
Yeah, it's still really good points, to be honest, even considering a lot of the drivers weren't able to race today. So it's going to jump you up in the championship too. And next round, we've got Zolder. How are you feeling?
I'm okay with Zolder. Obviously had a good result there in the Tuesday championship.
Yeah.
So if I can repeat that at that kind of pace, I'll hopefully be near the front. Top 5 is kind of the aim now, going forward with this field. And if we can beat Fisher or Savini once in our lifetime, I will die a happy man.
Yeah, you can hang up the wheel and retire.
Sell it all.
But yeah, congrats on the comeback drive and on driver of the day as well. And
Appreciate
we'll
it, thank
see
you.
you for next round at Zolder.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Good luck
Cheers.
for next week.
Cheers.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen, then, for this round here at Laguna Seca. I almost forgot the track there. Massive thank you to Ethan for joining me in the comms box. You're
Yeah, thank
definitely
you.
a natural.
Yeah, and thank you for having me as well. That was such a great race as well. So yeah, definitely was not boring for sure. But yeah, next week does look very interesting, especially as we say, a lot of drivers never raced a solo, so it's going to be unpredictable for them and hopefully for us as well heading into next week.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But thanks for those who watched and commented, of course. And we will see you live, I believe, on Sunday for the console ACC Championship as well. But until then, take care and good night.
Good night.